Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. For me, another day of social distancing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well, staying safe. It is just before 7:30 a.m. I've been up since about 3, maybe. 3 a.m., not 3 p.m. yesterday. I always have a hard time sleeping. That's just how things have been over the years. In the past, I was a jazz musician, and I would be, playing at jazz clubs or playing other gigs very late, and then going to class when I was in college, or when I was a performing musician. I'd be performing all the time, so sleeping has never been a priority for me as an adult, even though it really should be, because I have lupus, if you haven't watched my previous videos. So I'm going to piggyback a little bit off the previous videos, because I've been sort of dipping into talking about finances, but I started keeping track of every penny of consumer debt that I had years ago. But I started to keep track of the progress of paying down my consumer debt February of last year, 2021. And so I know to the penny every day and every month, every year, when it comes to paying down debt. It's good for me to see that, to know that I'm making progress towards becoming consumer debt free. So since February 2021, I paid off 28% of my consumer debt since then. It's been a little bit slower this year compared to last year, because I took on a mortgage and started paying that mortgage. As a matter of fact, I just made my 8th payment on this place. And so consumer debt pay down has slowed down a bit from last year for that reason, but also because I got hit with a sizable tax bill, federal and state, and that wiped out my emergency fund. So right now I'm in the point of my consumer debt pay down, if that makes any sense, where I'm having to rebuild my emergency fund, and that's going to take a minute to do that. I am continuing to pay down debt, but I'm only making the minimum payments. I don't have a credit card, so I'm not worried about interest accruing on that. I'm paying the minimums on my personal loans. I have been making the payment on my student loan, and also my mortgage, of course. So I'm not paying anything extra towards that. When last year I had my emergency fund, so I was able to put more towards my consumer debts and to pay a lot more of it. Now I'm going to have about 5 figures of debt paid off this year, and that's great. But it's not at the pace that I was going. And, at first it was a disappointing. As a matter of fact, it was a sort of a setback for me personally. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Before last year, I didn't know how to budget. I tracked my spending. That's the only thing I had. I didn't know how to budget. An emergency fund was not a priority. So I'm at a much better place than I was previously. I live by budgeting. Budgeting has become one of the easier things for me to do. But anyway, I just wanted to catch up on that. 28% of my consumer debt has been paid down right now, and this is going to sound hilarious. I'm tracking my mortgage pay down as well, and I paid off 6.3% of my mortgage. When I get to 20% or close to it, then I'll be able to drop my PMI. And I forget what that acronym stands for, but it's mortgage insurance. Mine is very small. It's less than $50 a month, but even still, to have that extra $50, not added to my mortgage. And, that would be nice. So anyway, I'm tracking that. I paid off 6.3% of my mortgage. I did put 5% down. So there's that. Okay, let me talk about what I want to talk about. I'm already 5 minutes into this video. Food and eating. So a lot of times I don't have an appetite for eating. In the past, I would eat all the time. As a matter of fact, when I went to college, it was very stupid. I would, a lot of times, sit down by myself and eat 2 medium pizzas and have a 2 liter of Sprite or whatever soda there was I was drinking at the time. But also at the time I was lifting weights. I was running 5 to 10 miles a day. I played a little bit pickup basketball, not a lot. But I was very active. I was bowling. I was doing, college stuff. I was out and about. I was practicing trumpet. I was performing musicians. So I was burning calories like crazy. And in my 20s, I would, eat a lot for sure. My appetite started to change around when I was in my 30s, and I would eat a lot less. And as a matter of fact, I couldn't afford, to eat a lot. So I just cut back on eating, and my taste changed. But then when my health took a turn, I wasn't able to hold down food, and I lost so much weight. I was dealing with mouth sores and all sorts of things, and I just kind of didn't eat for a while. But because I take medications and I follow the instructions for the medications, I eat regularly every day. I have a eating schedule as well as a medication schedule. For example, at 5 a.m. I take my first medications. Those medications say to take it on an empty stomach. And so, that's what I do. I take them on an empty stomach, and then I wait an hour before I have breakfast. So at 6 a.m., I'm having breakfast. It could be a simple breakfast, having bagels with butter, or I could have a egg sandwich, maybe a meat with it, some fruit, and a drink, maybe even a supplement. So I have my breakfast 6 a.m. I take a bulk of my medications at 6 a.m. and all of those medications say take with a meal. And then the next meal I have is lunch. But I don't have any medications between breakfast and the next set of medications, which is at 5 p.m. So 5 a.m., 5 p.m., I take my next medications. That's a 12-hour gap because it says for this medications to take them 12 hours apart. So that's the easiest thing for me to do is to take it 5 a.m., 5 p.m. All right, that's done. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., I don't have any food, so I'm taking those medications on an empty stomach, following the directions of the medications. I have my last medication at 6 p.m., and then I have dinner. I'll take a medication after that, like a sleep med. I've been taking a Belsomra, PRN, or as needed. Not often, but I'll take that from time to time if I have a few nights where I don't sleep at all. And I take that on an empty stomach as well. I have some water. But, I have to stick to that schedule. So, with mouth sores is something I deal with a lot, where it's just so painful to eat that, sometimes it'll take me an hour just to eat a meal if I try to eat with that type of those mouth sores. And so in some cases I'll have a meal supplement, and that's about 200 calories. So that's not a lot, especially for me. I'm almost 6'3", and so I have to eat a lot to not be super skinny. I weighed myself last week, and I was at 180 exactly. I'm trying to be at 190. That's my goal, but it's kind of hard to do that. And I don't snack, which I'm a little bit fearful of doing because I'm not sure how long it takes for my stomach to empty out the contents of what I eat, or my body to absorb that. So I just kind of, follow my medication schedule, and that's how I eat. But I want to say if you have chronic illness, eating is very important. So make sure you eat, you drink water, you get lots of rest, your exercise, which is something I suck at. As a matter of fact, I've got to get out and do more. I'm pretty much a recluse, and that's not a good place to be. I think about the life I once had and how I live now, and definitely, I wouldn't say that I'm not a people person now, but because of my health, I push people away because I don't know, day to day how I'm going to feel. So I just try to avoid that as well as I'm trying to stay safe because of COVID. I know people that have been hospitalized because of it, that have a similar medical condition that I do, that have been vaccinated. And, I'm not fearful of going to the hospital. I'm fearful of that bill. If you've had medical bills like I have, that's the last thing you want to deal with. Having multiple ambulance bills, long hospitalizations, all those things. I don't want to deal with that money, which is sad. But that's the system we live in. Okay, this video is long enough. If you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. When I post my next videos, and I'll see you soon. You all take care.